Hello, everybody. Jordan Kiss, the voice of your Powell River Kings here. Day one of training camp was today. It's the start of the new season. It's a very exciting time. I'm here with the head coach of your Kings, Brock Sawyer. And Brock, we're going to ask you the most cliche question ever. But, day one of training camp, it's always, again, as I said, the most exciting time of year. You're very optimistic. You can't wait to get things going. How does it feel to be back and getting ready for a new season here in Powell River?
It's great. I mean, obviously, you prepare all summer and as a coach, you prepare for, structure and your systems and all that stuff and all the administrative stuff behind the scenes. I mean, kudos to our board and Aaron for the billeting and Chad for all the work that they've done and, everybody who's had a part in this to make it all happen this season for us. And, but obviously the anticipation throughout the week was leading up as players started rolling into town and you kind of get more and more excited. And, today I think you wake up with a little bit of excitement, a few butterflies in the stomach, but that's all a good feeling when you get to get on the ice and work with the guys for the first time.
And, day one, first time everybody's on the ice together. Overall, how do you feel the first ice on-ice session?
It was good. I mean, I liked the leadership from our returning guys. I liked the pace. And I liked the way our guys competed and got after it. Obviously, day one is really, you're trying to break some summer habits and instill good habits in guys. And I thought we did a great job at that. And like I said, it was high tempo and guys competing against each other was nice to see.
I know now. The first time I've seen a lot of these guys, I think the one thing I noticed is the size of a lot of the new guys that you've brought in now. Over the last couple of seasons, this team has a little more smaller skill team, but you see some of the guys up front and on the back end, the size of them. Jace Harder up front, Owen Thomas on the defense there. Was that something you guys kind of intended to do in the offseason, was just try to get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger?
For sure. I mean, as a staff, and Chad made a point. He said, we need to add a bit of size. And I think I was talking to Cachero on the ice in one of the first drills, and I was like, "Hey, are we bigger this year?" And he's like, "I kind of feel small, coach." But I mean, he's a big boy. He's played a lot of hockey. He can handle himself. But you definitely see, the improvements of guys over the summer from last year, and the newer guys coming in. Obviously, we have a wealth of junior experience, and I like our mix. We are a bit beefier. We are a bit heavier. And I think, for us, it's a matter of not being pushed around this year and more pushing the tempo on teams and matching physicality.
And so last year, this team was very high-paced, high-intensity, high-skill team. And now, as you mentioned, you get a little bit bigger, a little bit tougher to play against. How do you think that's all going to mesh together at the end of the day?
Yeah, hopefully good things. I mean, obviously it's a new group. There's a lot of new faces, and I think the guys have done a great job of bonding and gelling pretty quickly here over the week. And as guys filtered in, guys were coming to the rink and dropping gear off, and other guys coming to meet them and kind of hang out. And it's good to see. Obviously, the camaraderie in the room. I mean, that's their area, and it seemed pretty vibrant today. Some good vibes, and guys picking each other up and encouraging each other on the ice in the first skate. It was good to see. So, for us, obviously, we want to play fast. We want to play physical. We want to defend and check all over the ice. I mean, that's kind of been our Achilles heel is taking care of the front of our net. And, I think that's going to be the big focus here over the next couple of days, and really start from our end out. If we can take care of our end offensively, our skill set will generate some chances for us that we can capitalize on.
Now, you just have over a week till you kick off the preseason in Coquitlam next Saturday, but for this first week of camp here, what kind of do you want to see out of all your players?
I want to see guys just pushing each other daily. Obviously, the tempo, like I said, was good. I want to see that stay up, and I want to see guys get after it more as we get into defensive zone coverage and into some structure stuff. But I also want guys to enjoy it and enjoy the experience. Obviously, it's for some guys, it's their first junior camp, and it's a bit nerve-wracking. But for other guys who've kind of been here, it's don't don't settle for mediocrity. Push the tempo, push the pace, and really force guys to settle in and set the standard of the work ethic and the standard and the expectation of what we expect as a not only as a staff but as a team and as a group. I mean, as coaches, we can only do so much to help them prepare, and then when it comes time for games, I mean, it's up to the guys who are playing to really hold each other accountable and go out and perform. And so I think if we can establish that here in the first week of practice, it's going to lead to good things for us.
Now the team announced their new captain last week, Anthony Lucarelli, now wearing the C. You mentioned in the article that it was a no-brainer for you guys to name him captain. Could you just elaborate a little bit more on kind of what it is about Anthony? And I know from watching a little bit of practice today, it seems like day one he's already accepted and taken that leadership role.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about last year, and a lot of it, I think, one, he's just an outstanding human. Like, his character's through the roof. I mean, you've never had an issue with him off the ice or on the ice. He competes hard. He puts his time in the gym, and he leads by example in there as well. And he's just a guy you never really hear about or you're worried about because he just does things the right way, much like Casey did. And I think, for us as a staff, when we were discussing it, and then we asked a few guys in exit interviews, who they thought. And as you look back over the notes, his name continuously came up. So, I mean, it's obviously it's the pick of the staff, as it seems, but also the players had a lot of input on it. And, for us, I mean, it was just the right choice. And it took a while to get announced, but he knew probably, I would say early June, he knew. Him and I had a good conversation about it over the phone and kind of laid out, what I thought of him as a player and as a person, and could he be, a face that guys can look to for answers and be an extension of our coaching staff. And he agreed, and that was kind of the final where it was like, hey, you're going to be our captain next year. So he's known for quite a while. Obviously, the public found out last week, and I know some people were asking questions about it. Why so soon? But I mean, when you go with it. And I think for us, it just allows him to come in, and guys can look at him right away. And it's not so much like an internal competition. It's guys just look at, that's the leader, that's the guy who's going to drive the bus for us day in and day out. And it's I think for younger guys too, it's a great role model for them to look to. Now
this summer you had the opportunity to do some traveling, not just for pleasure but work. You had the chance to go to Europe, Sweden and Finland specifically. You went to Finland to visit new king Jonas Lennvori, and you also had an opportunity to do some coaching and work with some young players over there. Could you just tell us about that experience you had in the summer?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe. Obviously, summer's over here, being September 1st, but day you had circled on the calendar for a while. But no, I mean, it was a great summer. Obviously, it was longer than you anticipated with being bounced in the first round. But no, a great experience going over there. I'll touch on that in a minute. But I mean, to start, like, getting the opportunity to go to Nashville for the NHL draft and attending the NHL Coaches Association conference. I mean, it's you get to go down and basically nerd out with other coaches and just talk hockey and talk strategy and just talk different things that what coaches do. And being around coaches from our league and the USHL and college and pro coaches, pretty exciting. For me, obviously, had a lot of great conversations and networked well there. And you end up talking with a couple NHL coaches out and about and picking their brain, which is just, I think, for me, it's invaluable. Obviously, a lot of those guys started in junior hockey and worked their way up, and so that was a lot of fun and a great learning experience. And then, getting the opportunity to go overseas and coach with the MCN Hockey Club, and I didn't know what to expect, but a great experience nonetheless. Obviously went to Stockholm, played an exhibition game with my team, and then I ran a practice for 3 teams. It was one of the crazier ones I've done in terms of the amount of people on the ice for practice, but you get to do some sightseeing as well over there, which is pretty neat. And then you go over to Helsinki, and there's a tournament there called the Lions Cup that we played 5 games in, and just working with different players, different age groups, and different levels of ability. I think for me it was like a step back in coaching in terms of appreciating the grassroots more and getting to work with kids that you don't really get to see. Like obviously with our schedule, it's hard for myself to get out and watch the CSSHL or the BC Major Midget League. So it was kind of neat to just take a step back and appreciate the players you're working with and really just give them something to focus on. Whereas I find like with junior players, it's those kind of things are already ingrained in them and you're just reinforcing them day to day. So, I mean, it was a unique group. We had kids from, Calgary, kids from Edmonton, kids from Florida, kids from Minnesota, kids from California, from all over North America. So it was a pretty neat experience. Then obviously getting to coach against some European teams, and talk to their coaches and kind of, see what they do. And the puck possession over there with the extra 15 feet, it's pretty fun to watch and coach against. So, for me, it was a great experience personally, and I think the players really enjoyed it as well.
Well, we can't wait to hopefully that experience pays off behind the bench this year as the Kings get set for a new season here in 2023-2024. Thank you, Brock, and of course we'll be talking many more times
for sure
this season.
Leaves it off, just held in, Bentham, nice move, shoots, scores! Oh, Caleb Bentham! What a goal! Backhand, forehand, scores! Slot scores! Adam Mendelson gives the Kings the lead! Shoot, scores! Will Jones, and we're back to a tie! He's in by himself, and Kucherov scores! Alexei Van Kucherov! He'll move over the line, drops it off to you. He'll shoot, scores! Off the baller, Anthony Yu! The Kings are back in front! Noah Air! Oh! Roll the highlight reel! Lucarelli, a nice move, backhand scores! Oh, are you kidding me, Anthony Lucarelli?